Support for the show comes from Mercury, the fintech that brings all the ways you use money into a single, streamlined product. Because starting a business is hard enough, and the stakes are too high to settle for anything less than extraordinary. Here at Serve, Mercury's been a game changer when it comes to organizing our invoices, tracking our billing, and most importantly, being sure we can take care of the people that make this show possible with on-time payroll. Visit Mercury.com to join over 200,000 entrepreneurs who use Mercury to do more for their businesses. Mercury, banking that does more. Mercury is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided through Choice Financial Group, column NA, and Evolve Bank and Trust, members FDIC.
Hey everyone, Jon Wertheim here. It is your Daily Serve, Quick Serve, Day 3 of Wimbledon 2025, brought to you by Mercury. That sound you heard was something of a tournament sigh, things returning to some semblance of normal after upset-orama that was the first 2 days of this event. I'm not sure if there were fewer upsets today just because the law of averages was imposing itself, or there were fewer upsets today because all the seeds have already been defeated as we start the second round. But things kicked off a little late today on account of weather. There was a little bit of rain. We are, full disclosure, recording this. It's about 9:30 or so local. Taylor Fritz up 2-1 on Gabe Diallo, the Canadian former Kentucky Wildcat. Taylor Fritz responding nicely from beating one 6'8" hard-serving player by playing another 6'8" hard-hitting player. Of course, given the way things are going, by the time you listen to this podcast, we will either be in a fifth set or the match will be delayed. But Taylor Fritz leading all the other matches more or less in the books. Aryna Sabalenka kicked things off, the top seed. She looked good. She beat Buskova in straight sets. Sabalenka's game on the surface really meshes well. This, of course, is one of the majors she has not won. That might change in about 11 days, in part because she is well suited to this, in part because she is, get this, the only top 5 seed left on the women's side. Number 2, Coco Gauff went out, of course. Jessie Pegula went out. 5th seed, Queen Wen went out. And today it was Jasmine Paolini's turn. Last year's finalist was unsuccessful in defending all those points as she took a 3-set loss to Kamila Rakhimova, number 80. I guess that qualifies as an upset today, but by the standards of this tournament, it was just another result. But Paolini out, Sabalenka looking very good. Other players who look good. Joao Fonseca making his Wimbledon debut. Another day at the office, another win on grass. He beat Jensen Brooksby today. Steve Weissman and I had a chance to visit with him after the match at Tennis Channel. He is just A, a lovely kid, and B, whatever the opposite of jaded is, it's Joao Fonseca. I mean, he just had this grin on his face. He admits he's living a dream. He's walking around. He's sort of in this daze. Could not be happier with his play. Could not be happier to be at Wimbledon, making his debut. And his game translates really well to grass. He's looked really good for 2 matches. Keep an eye on the 18-year-old Brazilian. Other winners, we will not say Taylor Fritz, so he's up 2-1. Madison Keys, who's already won one major this year. She had a really potentially tough opponent in the lefty Olga Danilovic from Serbia, and Madison Keys looked much better than she did in round 1 when she flirted with upset. Today, she wins in straight sets. Emma Raducanu, to the delight of the crowd, beat a former champion, Marketa Vondrousova, in straight sets. That was a bit of a surprise result. Emma Raducanu looked great for 2 rounds, to the delight of the British crowd. The bad news is her next opponent is Aryna Sabalenka. Other results of note, Yuri Lehecka went down to Matthias Bellucci of Italy. And it's a good thing that Italy has finally started to produce some tennis talent. That was a joke. Bellucci is a really nice player, really athletic, fun to watch. Keep an eye on him if you can. That's a nice win for him today. Naomi Osaka, also a winner today. It's been a while since we've seen Naomi Osaka in the second round of a major. I mean, again, remember, after Iga Swiatek, Naomi Osaka has won the most matches of any other female player in the most majors of any other female player in the draw. It's been a while since we saw her deep in a major, but through 2 rounds, she's looked very good on a surface that has not always been so good to her. Let's spin ahead, if we will, and look a little to tomorrow. I'm trying to think if there are other results of note. Francis Tiafoe went down to Cam Norrie. Bit of a disappointment result for Francis, who makes no bones of the fact he gets himself up for the big events. This is a big event, and that was a tough match, but a winnable match against Norrie, who's been to the semifinals here. That was 3 years ago. But Francis just didn't have it. As tends to be the case in some of these matches, he just lost to a steadier player. And even after losing the first set, Norrie was really focused, really locked in, some nice stats on the match stats, kept the ball in play, prolonged rallies, did some damage from the backcourt, served well, and advanced. Cam Norrie, by the way, for all the players who are making long commutes, Cam Norrie has figured out he rides his bike in. He says he enjoys the sensation of the wind running through his hair on the bike before he gets to the courts. That's the kind of inside reporting you'll get here at Daily Served. Just kidding. But that's a true anecdote. He's staying in Southfields and rides his bike to Wimbledon, where he's now into the third round. So good for Cam Norrie. Speaking of college tennis, Nuno Borges, another college player, was victorious today. This was just sort of a smattering day. I guess looking back now, there are more upsets than perhaps it felt at the time. Again, this is just given the recent standards of Monday and Tuesday. Nice matches. The schedule seemed to move. Looking to day 4, what do we got? We've got Novak Djokovic in action. Remember, he got through, had to go late and needed that 4th set, but he gets through and plays Dan Evans. Dan Evans, 35 years old, probably did not think he would be playing an older opponent in this event, but Junior Dan Evans, who also has a 1-0 head-to-head record against Djokovic. Don't know if that will matter much. Dan Evans is a nice player, easy on the eyes, fun to watch, good, honest bloke, but I'm not sure he'll have what it takes to beat Novak Djokovic. Other matches, Iga Swiatek against Katie McNally. Nice to see Katie McNally back in the second round of a major. Mike Hayden and Katie McNally share a hometown of Cincinnati, and Katie McNally, who was a good junior player right around the same time as Iga Swiatek, is now in the second round facing Iga, the 8th seed. Iga actually number 2 now with the bettors. This is a player who has not had great success at Wimbledon and has seen her ranking drop out from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 down to 8. And yet, because of all the upsets, Iga Swiatek is now the second favorite on the women's side after the top seed Rita Sabalenka. Jannik Sinner trying to win Wimbledon for the first time is in action. So is Mira Andreeva. Maria Sakkari against former champion Elena Rybakina. Marin Cilic, one of the few players on the men's side who has won a major, is facing number 4 Jack Draper, the British favorite. Other matches, I'm just scrolling down here. Barbara Krejcikova, the defending champion, won 8 straight matches at the All England Club. She plays the American Caroline Dolehide. Keep an eye for Krejcikova. Her back has been giving her all sorts of trouble, really, since she won this event a year ago. But if it is healing, she is so dangerous on this surface. Keep an eye on her. Ben Shelton gets Rinky Hijikata, battle of 2 former college players. Emma Navarro in action as well, as is Grigor Dimitrov, Tommy Paul, and Daria Kasatkina. Good day. We'll do something with Andy not here. Maybe this is a one-time thing, but we'll start a new special here, which is our favorite off-court story. The off-court story we heard, I guess, yesterday. But it probably bears repeating. It's been a rough event for Holger Rune, the 8th-seeded Dane. Not only lost in round 1 to Nick Jarry in 5 sets, but then was reprimanded by his racket company, by Babolat. There was a story going around on the internets and on the socials maybe last month, that Holger has been auctioning off his cracked rackets, some of them going for as much as $7,500. He breaks a racket and then he puts it up for auction on his website. Not surprisingly, Babolat, his manufacturer, does not think highly of the idea of plying a player with a free racket, watching them break it, and then watching them sell it for $7,500 on the internet. So Babolat sent the equivalent of a cease and desist, essentially saying, we need to keep the standards and reputation of this brand intact. Please don't sell our rackets online. So no more cracked rackets from Holger Rune. That's our off-court story of the day. We'll have a better, more uplifting one tomorrow. Maybe about Danielle Collins' visit today to Kew Gardens. She said she would give us an update. Danielle Collins playing here, a horticulturalist. And she relaxes on her off days by walking around and looking at flowers, and was going to make a trip to Kew Gardens today. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, enjoy the tennis, everyone. Day 4 is coming up tomorrow. Hopefully, the weather will cooperate. Not so hot today, but we did get a little bit of rain, which caused that scheduling delay. It's been quite a wacky tournament so far, and there will be some very strange and unusual, unfamiliar names to the casual fans that will be playing deep into this event. We will get to that next week. Andy arrives into town soon. Maybe he takes the reins and does this tomorrow. But for now, I'm Jon Wertheim. This is Day 3 Daily Serve from Wimbledon 2025. Enjoy the tennis, everyone.
Support for the show comes from Mercury, the banking product that does it all. No, seriously. No more navigating a patchwork of apps and services to keep your business finances in check. Now you can do it all: invoices, bill pay, reimbursements, financial management, and more from one easy, streamlined product. How do I know? I've tried out Mercury myself. Visit Mercury.com to join over 200,000 entrepreneurs who use Mercury to do more for their businesses. Mercury, banking that does more. Mercury is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided through Choice Financial Group, Column NA, and Evolve Bank and Trust, members FDIC.